Today, we're diving straight into a massive paradox in the modern workplace. It's called the capability gap. We're going to look at exactly why modern business teams, even those with access to incredible cutting-edge AI tools, are literally still drowning in manual work. So, let's just jump right in.
Think about your own organization for a second. You've probably given your team access to an advanced AI assistant, right? Like Claude. So the capability is literally sitting right there on their desktops. Your team is incredibly smart, the technology is powerful, but just handing out a login hasn't magically translated into meaningful time saved for the business, has it? People log in, maybe they try it out once, ask it to summarize a quick email, and then they go right back to their old, manual, time-consuming habits. And here is the harsh financial and strategic reality of this problem. Your best people are doing work well below their pay grade. Your top talent is spending hours every single week on things like proposal drafting, routine status updates, formatting data, or typing up meeting notes. It's a massive drain. All those hours really should be going toward complex decision-making, building relationships, and high-level strategy. Claude can absolutely handle the routine stuff, but well, only if your team actually knows how to use it effectively.
So there's a pretty stark contrast between where most teams are right now and where they actually want to be. On one side, we have curiosity. This is the chaotic, kind of cluttered reality for most teams today. They try Claude once, maybe get some mixed results because they don't quite know how to prompt it, and then they just set it aside. It becomes this mere novelty. But on the other side, we have capability. This is the clean, streamlined vision where AI is deployed on real work reliably day in and day out. That's when Claude truly becomes a core part of how your team operates.
And that space separating those two states, that is exactly what we call the capability gap. It's this frustrating void between simply giving your team access to Claude and your team actually knowing how to deploy it to solve real day-to-day business problems. Most teams know AI could help them, right? But they just don't have a structured process to get from basic awareness to actual automation. They don't know which tasks to delegate first or how to build automations that will actually run reliably when they need them the most.
Well, that brings us to the solution, and it comes down to the number 2. Why 2? Because it really only takes a 2-day time commitment to bridge this gap. We're looking at NovoCircle's Claude Foundations course. This isn't some month-long theoretical seminar. It's a highly focused 2-day bridge designed to take your team straight from passive curiosity to active deployed capability.
Because bridging this gap doesn't require a huge IT overhaul. The program is built as a private cohort, which means the content is customized entirely to your specific industry and your workflows. And here is the absolute biggest relief. No coding background is required, none at all. If you know how to use email and basic documents, you're ready. The whole experience is completely hands-on, using real workflows, meaning everything is built during the class itself. It's a highly practical curriculum built exclusively for business professionals, not developers.
As AI educator and course instructor Jerry Schmierer puts it, and I love this, the goal isn't to learn AI. It's to stop doing work that Claude can do for you. Just let that sink in for a second. This marks a definitive shift in mindset. You're moving from a cluttered, overwhelmed desk to an automated, highly functioning workflow. You aren't taking this course to study the theory behind large language models. You are taking it to get your time back.
Let's actually look at the math behind this. Research taught in the very first module reveals the 80-20 rule of information work, and it's pretty staggering. Get this, 80% of information work can actually be augmented or automated using AI. Only 20% requires genuine, nuanced human judgment. When you systematically map that out, it proves exactly how much capacity you can free up. Just imagine offloading 80% of the repetitive drag in your day to Claude. That leaves you completely free for actual strategic thinking.
To actually achieve this, you need a structured framework, and the course breaks it down into 3 clear steps. First, you identify the tasks to automate, really recognizing the work in your own day that AI should be handling. Second, you configure Claude for your specific context. And third, you build reliable workflows. You aren't just learning a few quick party tricks here. You're learning a compounding system that moves your team from basic awareness straight into highly functional automation.
Now that second step, configuration, that is where the real magic happens. We call it personal grounding context. Think of it as a set of persistent instructions that teach Claude exactly who you are, how you work, and what you care about. This all happens right on day 1, and it's exactly how you move away from those generic, kind of robotic-sounding AI responses. So by the end of the very first day, participants have a fully configured environment tailored specifically to their actual professional role. The AI already knows how they work before they even start day 2.
And by day 2, participants are moving into rigorous practical mastery. They dive deep into Claude Chat to really understand things like context windows and model selection. They build actual projects using Claude Cowork, and they install skills to make agents repeatable. Plus, they learn structured prompt engineering specifically for business tasks, summarizing, analyzing, drafting. They even explore Claude Code and computer use, literally seeing how Claude can directly operate Windows applications for things like form processing. It is incredibly comprehensive.
The entire philosophy of the program can really be summed up in just 4 words. No fluff, no fake data. There is absolutely no theory for theory's sake here. Across the 9-module curriculum over these 2 days, every single participant uses their own real work. They walk away with a personal prompt library, a customized Claude environment, and actual functional automations that are ready to deploy on day 1. They are actively solving their own bottlenecks during the class itself.
It's also important to know that Claude Foundations doesn't just exist in a vacuum. It's part of a broader methodology known as the NovoCircle journey. Define, build, and train. You assess and plan before you build. Then you design and deliver the solution. And finally, you build internal capability. That third step, training, that is exactly what this course achieves. It creates a compounding competitive advantage because look, you aren't just buying technology, you are building the internal capability of your people to actually leverage that technology.
As we wrap up today, I want you to consider this undeniable truth. The window to build an AI-capable team is right now. The organizations that invest in structured training today are going to secure a massive compounding advantage over the ones that decide to wait. Remember, it isn't about having better technology. Everyone has access to the exact same tools like Claude. It's about building the habits, the workflows, and the human capabilities that make those tools stick. Now is the time to step into the future of high-value work.
So, what will your team build? NovoCircle. Plan, build, train.